Yeah. What's going on, everybody? We're back again with a Walking Dead Hangout, episode 3 and 4, and we have a lot to talk about. I'm these were two great episodes. I can't wait to get started. So let's talk about episode 3. Starting out with Bob sitting there by the fire getting his leg chomped on. So what you think about season? Well, I mean episodes 3. Excuse me.
Okay, so I was watching the Talking Dead episode that came on after that episode, and they were talking about how they were eating Bob's leg, and they finally answered something that I was genuinely asking about that scene where they were eating Bob's leg, what it was that they were actually eating. He said it was
Right.
pork. That was awesome. They were actually genuinely eating meat. Uh,
Right.
that episode where they were eating Bob's leg was amazing.
Yes. I
Um, it looked. I mean, I've read the comic book. I've read the comic book, and I remember that scene clearly in the comic book. And although it was slightly different, it wasn't exactly from the comic book. I was very pleased. That was awesome. And how he was like Bob just cracked up and started laughing, talking about and yelling,
no,
"Tainted meat, tainted meat!" Oh, it was great.
no, it was so funny because he started crying first. Then the crying turned to hysterical laughter. It was he like, oh y'all eating tainted. He like he pulled the shirt down and showed the zombie with the zombie builder. He's like, ha bitches, you eating tainted meat, and their
Yeah.
faces just dropped to the floor.
I'm a little saddened that we don't really, just like in the comic book, we don't get to explore what happens even if you're eating a person. Even if you cook the meat, does the virus still affect you?
Right,
You know, because the meat you're eating is technically dead.
right.
Um,
So I don't know. Maybe that'll come in more detail in later episodes, but
well, no, because it never gets explored in the book.
oh okay.
You know, so it's just assumed that okay, these folk ate, you know, spoiler alert, Dale's leg in the comic book, and then they ate Bob's leg in the show. But after that, no one ever explores it. There is no more instances of cannibalism in the book that I can recall. That was just it. The hunters were it.
Right.
So
I give props to Bob. I don't know the actor's name because he played that role. I was so invested in that scene. He played the hell out of that role.
yeah, I was. It hit me. It hit me because I liked Bob from when he first came on because it kind of took out of it kind of disproved my theory that whenever they kill a black person, that's when they introduce another black person. Because
Right.
The Walking Dead, if you notice, The Walking Dead is kind of racist in its portrayal of how many black people they can have on the group at any given time. Uh, I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. Because let's examine it. You had T Dog, then T Dog got killed, and you brought in Omar. Omar got killed, you brought in Tyrese. You know what I'm saying? Every
Right.
time they killed somebody, they brought in another black dude, and it's always the dudes. It's not the chicks, because Michonne is the only black chick in the entire
Right.
thing until Sasha came around. You know, so
So
my theory kind of got blown out. You know, it got blown out of the water. But when they brought in Bob, I enjoyed Bob. I was glad that Bob came in, and I liked the dynamic between him and Sasha. Like he was desperately trying, not desperately, he was trying really hard to get her to like him,
right.
and because quite frankly, you know, it's either her or Michonne. I mean, that's
Right.
the only viable people that can be in a relationship with because you know they already got one instance of interracial relationship with Tyrese and the other chick.
Right. And you see how that ended.
And you see how that ended. And you know, spoiler alert: in the comic book, it was Tyrese and Carol.
Right.
You know, Carol's character was a completely different person, a completely different character in the comic book, and she and Tyrese were together in the comic book, and then he cheated on her with Michonne.
Right. Well, like I said, if you guys want to read the Walking Dead comic, I think what Comicsology, You can read it on there.
I've never actually used that app. Um, yeah, but
Well, if
I acquired mine by various means, so I'm not gonna tell you how. But the
right. Well, if you want to do it the illegal way, you go call.
legal way would be to go out and go to Barnes and Noble and pick up the
Right.
Indiums, the volumes, the omnibuses. They got all the issues in those.
Right. Well, they do the same thing with Comixology. They got the individuals for the dollar. So if you don't got a lot of money, you can read dollar issues, or you can get them in the big bundles.
Yeah. Well,
So
just so you know, they're already up to issue 120 something. So if you got $120 handy,
right.
yeah, go to Comixology and get them.
Or you just go to your nearby bookstore and don't leave and just read them in the book. Read them in the bookstore
Right,
like I
in the
used to do.
bookstore. Um, sorry, Barnes and Noble.
Why all these nerds in this bookstore and you're not buying a damn
Hey,
thing?
buy a lot of coffee. They got Starbucks and buy a lot of coffee.
Right.
That way it'll work.
Right.
But yeah, I was liking the fact that Bob finally was getting Sasha to like him.
Right.
And
And
finally
that
got,
and that was the saddest part. Like,
and
okay,
that's where it was like,
he finally got the girl that he always wanted to get. Well, now I'm gonna say always wanted, but in the situation that he in, that he wanted to get,
he
and he dies.
he finally got, because they explored Bob's backstory in the show where he was with a group. They all got killed. He survived. Then he found another group. They all got killed. He survived. And he spent a long time on the road by himself.
Right.
Surviving. He survived by himself.
Right.
And then here comes Rick and I want to say Daryl, and they find him, and he finally found a group that one isn't all gonna die.
Right.
They all survived just like him. And so now he finally got a family he can be with, that he's not gonna be by himself no more. Now he finally got a girl that he can be with, that's gonna love him.
Right.
And as soon as that happened, he's finally at that point where he's content and happy, even in the post-apocalypse.
Right.
He gets bit.
Right. Remember, people, when you have content and happiness in The Walking Dead, something gonna happen.
You're gonna die.
Right.
You are gonna die. You are not allowed to be happy and content. The only people who are allowed to be happy and content is Rick and Carl, and you see how that works. They have to
Right.
go through crucibles. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And they not really content because they still on guard. Even Rick says, "Look, I'm gonna
You're
leave you
never
here by
safe.
yourself. Don't ever put your guard down."
Yeah, you are not safe. Just
Right.
because we're in a nice church and we got food and we got shelter, you are not safe.
Right. And I'll like I said, I think I'll read some comments later. They said, "Oh, how can you say that to your son?" No, this is not a regular world. This is where people get killed on a daily basis. Okay.
The minute you assume that you can be safe is the minute you get shot. It's
Right.
the minute you get bit. It's the minute you get eaten.
Right. Or
No.
backstab.
Or
So
backstabbed by somebody who wants what you got.
right.
So no, The Walking Dead is not the place to ever feel safe.
Right. And also, since we're talking about Bob, I like how they did, I guess, it's like a little funeral kind of thing, where he was sitting there dying and all his friends and, well, I'm going to say friends, his family was around him.
I call it a living wake.
Right.
A living wake.
And Sasha, she was so don't want to kill him, even though he would turn. It took her a good minute. Tyree said, "You know what? I'll do it." This because nobody should have to go through killing somebody they love. So he said, "I'll just do it."
Yeah. But I like that they showed that um what was that, man? I'm trying to figure out when they
Excuse me, y'all.
left the church to go find the hunters, and then the hunters come to the church. Remember that?
Mhm.
Um, I'm trying to figure out, was that part of the plan? Was that part of Rick's plan to go? Like, did he know that they were being watched at that particular point?
Yes.
I didn't get that, but I kind of figured that's what it was. Like they
Yes,
knew, let's let them see us
because
leave and then turn and then double back around.
think about it, the hunters know who the strongest people in the group are. So when they saw them leave, they said, "Okay." Can you remember what they said? Oh, I know who here. I know who's left.
Mm-hmm.
See, the strongest people went into the forest.
Right.
Rick knew that when the strongest people gonna leave, they're gonna go after the weak.
Yeah.
So
Gareth was. If we thought the Penguin in Gotham was diabolical, Gareth was pure evil.
yes, very much so.
And that's the word. The worst kind of evil is that he was very charismatic. Gareth was one of those people that you can like. He
Right. Like in a normal situation, if
was
it
likable.
wasn't an apocalypse, you will like him. You will hang out with him. He'll be your best friend.
He's a likable person,
Right. But
but
we-
he's the face of Satan himself. I'm saying
right.
that dude
Right.
was pure evil because he's sitting there monologuing. He's monologuing to you while he's eating your leg
Right. In front of you.
in front of you, and then telling you
That
basically
that
thanking you for it.
right. Telling you that everything's gonna be okay. Like, no, bitch, you're eating my leg.
You're eating my leg.
Nothing. Nothing's okay.
Nothing about this situation is okay. You're eating my leg and then telling me thank you for it.
Right.
But Gareth was really just like, wow, he was evil.
Right.
And I like that they showed that Rick is a man of his word.
Right.
He told him, in that bag, there's a machete. It has a red handle.
Right.
I'm going to use that machete to kill
Kill
you.
you.
I'm going to kill you with it. And he
And,
did it.
and he made chopped barbecue out of that boy. You hear me?
They all went ham
Right.
on those guys. I mean, they all just they went ham. They
It was,
went.
and the biggest dude, Tyrese, is like, you know what? Let me go back inside. let
Like,
me let me just close this door.
did you know? I don't know if I read this. I read this article somewhere. I want to say it was Entertainment Weekly. I'm not entirely sure. It might not have been that, but they actually said that they had to build a church. That church
Yep.
was a complete prop. It was something that it was a setup that they built because because they didn't feel right doing it in a real church.
Right, and I agree.
The scene that they shot did not seem right to come in there in somebody's real church and do that in their church. So they
Right.
built one
Just think about that. Let's think about the process. Can we use your church to
to
use
film a
some
massacre.
bloody scenes
To
in?
film the bloodiest massacre of the season.
Yeah. Oh, we're just gonna chop up bodies and
We're gonna chop them up.
cannibals gonna come in and take over.
Yeah, that's what. So yeah, no, it was. I thought that was kind of cool.
Right.
And then it's funny because in the one scene they he has basically chopped up Gareth into ground beef. I mean, that's all he is. He's at that point he's ground beef on the floor.
Right.
And then the very next scene he's holding Judith and bouncing her and having a good time.
Right.
Just holding Judith and patting her on the back and happy as they're
Right.
watching, Bob pretty much die.
Right. But you gotta think, like, after you've been through what they've been through and everything they've been through, it's just the norm now.
Yeah, it's par for the course. It's just they don't see any other alternative in
Right.
life. So
Right. And like I said, don't think that they're not saddened. They're saddened that they're losing a friend. But at the same time, this is an everyday occurrence.
yeah,
So it's like, okay, we're gonna say our piece, we're gonna say we love you, and we're gonna move on.
I'm just sad. I'm over Eugene and I'm over
Oh, you're talking to priest.
no Gabriel. Seth
Oh,
Gilliam is a really great actor. Seth Gilliam is a really great actor. I think he did a really good job as Father Gabriel.
right.
Father Gabriel was a character from the comic book. His entire backstory is lifted right out of the comic book. Everything that
Right.
that he did in the show, he did in the book.
Okay.
In terms of having his congregation coming to seek sanctuary in his church, and he locked them all out.
Right.
That's what he did in the comic book.
Yeah, 'cause he was so scared.
Right. So, um, and Seth Gilliam, like I said, is a really great actor. Father Gabriel's a douchebag.
Right.
Father Gabriel he deserves to be killed.
Right.
So
And he knows it, and he says it. He said, "I'm surprised you didn't kill me."
right, and so but he's necessary. Like he's gonna contribute to the group in one way from or other because he's still around in the comic book.
Right.
Um, at least I think he's still around. I don't remember. It's been a while.
Well, well,
Uh,
hopefully he grows some balls.
yeah, because he's got this irrational fear. Like his fear is paralyzing. He
Right.
can't fight. He can't do
Right.
anything because he's caught in the grips of terror when his fight or flight responses are set to flight at all times.
Right.
There is no I want to fight. I have to defend myself. It's always run, run, run.
Right.
And you see he's always in those situations where there's nowhere to run.
Right.
He's stuck on top of a rock. He's stuck in the bottom of a hole full of water.
Right.
And
In a corner. All right.
in a corner. He if it wasn't for Rick and them, he'd be dead already.
Right. And hopefully he grows some balls and he won't be a hindrance.
He needs to really grow some balls. I mean, he needs to get it together. But I don't think he ever does in the comic book. I don't think he ever does. I think he's still around. I'm pretty sure.
Right.
So that episode was really, really good. Like I was saying, I was tired of Eugene. What's the big guy's name? Not Tyrese, the other big guy. I can't remember his name. The military dude. Rosa, Eugene, and
Hold on.
I know these guys.
God, I forgot his name too.
But I'm so over him. Like, oh, we've got to get
Abraham.
Abraham. That's his name. Yeah, thank you, Abraham. We've got to get Eugene to Washington D.C. and blah blah blah. And like he's so single-minded. And I understand you have a mission, you have to carry it out.
Right. But sir, it's the middle of the night.
You can't walk there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're not taking our weapons with you, so whatever you got in your hand is what you're taking.
Right.
You know, it's better to go in numbers. We're not following you. The group leader is Rick. Once you get with that program, you'll be better off.
Dude, how many times they have to tell you?
And then what's messed up is why is he talking about, well, we're leaving and we want Maggie and Glenn to come. Like,
right.
What? Like, motherfucker, who are you?
Right.
And who's gonna come with you? You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't like that part.
Right.
Like, but yeah. And then they took the bus and they left and like.
And Eugene need to grow a set of balls himself. Okay.
And the sad part is the irony of it all. The irony of it. If you have read the comic book, those of you out there who have read the comic book know the deal with all of that. There's something that's going to happen that's going to enrage every single viewer of The Walking Dead that doesn't already know.
Like I'm not shocked by that at all. Cause
once they finally decide to come out, and I think that might be, it wouldn't surprise me if that's the mid-season cliffhanger.
Right.
It's when they find out what the deal is with the whole thing with Abraham and Eugene and Rosa.
Right.
And it's taking everything in me not to flat out say it right now, but I don't want to be that guy.
Right.
It's gonna be epic.
But yeah, what Eugene is like, come on, Eugene. He's like, I don't wanna. He's like a little child. Like, I don't wanna. It's like, dude, grow some balls. He can't like.
If you don't want to go, they're all doing it for you. So if you don't want to go,
don't go.
You know what I'm saying?
He's not going to kill you.
Right.
So, like I said with Abraham, he used to be a sergeant in the army, so he used to being in charge. He used to get given orders.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not in the army, okay? And they said to you plenty of time that we're going to follow Rick.
Right.
So if you decided to go somewhere and not come back, we don't care. We're going to follow Rick.
Right.
So apparently he still don't get it. That speech you made, that was fine and dandy, but guess what? They all agreed because Rick agreed.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. They all said we will go to Washington because Rick said that they were going to go to Washington. But shit changed. The situation changed.
Like, look, we're going to stay here. Our friends are missing, and we're not going anywhere.
Right. And I'm glad. I'm glad that they finally revealed. Well, I don't think they finally revealed, but I think they've revealed who it was that was with Daryl. I think it was the guy from the next episode that they talked about,
Mm-hmm.
that they showed with Beth in the hospital. And I thought it was kind of cool that they were at Grady.
Right.
I thought that was awesome. They were at Grady Memorial Hospital. Like, that's cool. And it's weird. Like, I haven't heard. I mean, I know they filmed The Walking Dead here in Atlanta. I know that, but I never hear about it when they're filming it. Like, it would have been interesting to see that they were actually filming in Grady. That would have been
Right.
cool. But that
Right.
episode with Beth, like I was saying earlier, if I didn't like Beth before, I like her now.
Right.
She was the star of that episode, which is what, episode 5?
No,
Yeah.
episode 4.
Are you sure it's episode 4?
Yeah, it's 4. Cause it's called Slab Town.
Is it?
Yeah.
So yeah, she was clearly the MVP of that episode. I mean, yeah, it was about her, but
Right.
when she woke up, I knew it was gonna be some shit.
Oh
I
yeah.
knew it was gonna be some shit when she woke up and the doctor walked in and the cop lady walked in and she said, "Okay, well, we saved your life, so you
owe
owe
us."
us."
I like. Oh shit.
There we go. I knew right then and there it was gonna be some shit.
Right. And the cop, whoever, I forgot the actress' name for that cop, but she played that role. You could tell she was deceitful. Something was wrong. Something was definitely wrong with her. Okay.
And the sad part is that the way this show is written, is really amazing because I can see in the way that these people are acting these parts out how in real life if stuff like this happened in real life, there will be those people
Right.
who, under the umbrella of thinking that things will eventually get better and that they will be rescued, they will allow evil shit to happen.
Right. Like that little child molester.
They'll say, okay, well, we need all the strong men we can have, and
So I'm gonna bring a pedophile.
oh, he's a child molester, even though we clearly have 1,000 kids over here. We need strong men to protect us all, so we'll let the pedophile have sex with the kids because he's going to protect us all.
I'll like.
No, you can't do that. You can't. You
Right.
can't have that mentality. You can't allow evil shit to happen
Right.
because good things happen from this evil. No,
No. Evil is evil. And
evil
good
is
good.
evil, and you're sitting there knowingly letting this man rape these women
Mm-hmm.
because he's one of your officers because it keeps him happy, and having a happy officer keeps his morale up, and he can help us all defend this hospital. No, you put a bullet in that dude's head and then give a gun to somebody else and say patrol the perimeter. You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't even do that. I'll toss them to the walkers and let them eat them. Nice and slow. But that is my cynical mind.
The whole situation was messed up,
Right.
and I'm one of those people. I'm gonna tell you right now. Tell the world, everybody whoever watches this video or this hangout. I'll tell you right now. I'm a firm believer in you reap what you sow.
Yes.
If you are an asshole, I have no sympathy when somebody puts a bullet in your head.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, when you're a bitch, I have no sympathy when something bad happens to you.
Right.
You
It's called karma.
It's called karma. You know what I'm saying? And karma is a fickle bitch.
And a swift bitch.
And a swift bitch. And so when that dude, when he tried to rape Beth, spoiler alert, whoever hadn't seen the episode yet, when he
Ooh.
tried to rape her,
Mm-hmm.
and Beth let him get eaten by that walker.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Beth let him have it.
You deserved every bit of that.
Right. Beth let him have it.
Every bit. And then you saw how Beth was slick,
Mm-hmm.
got that key, and then told that lady, "Oh, I saw such and such and such and such. They were looking for you. They were heading towards your office." Oh, she was gonna feed them folk to the damn
What?
walkers.
What?
I was like, "Damn, Beth is an evil bitch."
Yes.
Beth had enough.
Right.
Evil.
And she was grinning while she was doing it.
Yep. This episode introduced us to a new character, Noah,
Right.
played by
Tyler.
Tyler James. What's his last name?
Let me look it up real quick. Excuse me, y'all. Tyler James Williams.
Everybody hates Chris
Right.
Starr.
And you can tell he slimmed all the way down for that role. Cause he looked like he been through something.
Yeah, yeah.
Ooh, I was mad at him.
Tyler James Williams is his name.
Ooh, I was mad at him. He
Why,
didn't.
why were
He
you mad
didn't.
at him?
He didn't left Beth.
What is he supposed to do? He damn near got a broken leg. He granted, yeah, he could have done something or at least seem like he did something to
Right.
help her, but
Like I said, I understand. I
this
understand what he was
was hold on.
doing.
This was an Otis and oh, what's his name? The character Rick's friend from uh that Rick killed.
Important security message.
See what I mean?
Call the number.
It was them all over again where old boy shot Otis to keep so that he can get away. It's the same,
Right. All right.
the same thing and almost the exact same scenario, but this time the person with the bum leg got away. And you saw Beth. When you saw Beth, she smiled.
Right. Like I said, I understood it, but my feelings when watching it, like he could have done something. I know that because when Beth smiled, like okay, I get it. He got away. He been here for a year. It's
Right.
his time. I got that.
She
But
helped
the
him
feelings inside of me, like he could have done something.
To me, when she fell, she should have threw the gun to him, let him get behind the fence, and then he from the fence will shoot the walker so that she can get up and run. But
Right.
it didn't play out that way. So I think he is the one that runs into Daryl, and Daryl takes him back to the church, and then of course they'll plot and do all the stuff they need to do to get Beth.
Woo.
Um,
If Beth didn't do nothing already.
right. But you saw at the end of that episode, and you know what's messed up? When they were on top of that roof, and she was talking to the doctor, and the doctor told her what medicine to give the dude.
Mm-hmm.
I had to stop. I paused it, backed it up to that scene, and listened to him tell her the wrong medication,
Mm-hmm.
just to make sure. Because I was like, did he say that? Because I didn't remember. I was like, did he really say that, or did he say the other one? And so I backed up and saw it, and yeah, he told her on purpose. And then when at the end when she's like, oh, such and such, she told me the wrong medication so that he would die because he was a doctor too.
Right.
And in my mind, I'm
Yeah.
thinking,
When
why?
when I tell you Beth read him for filth,
Oh, read him for the dirtiest form of filth.
he said, "Look, I know why you want me to kill that doctor because if he lived, you'd be less important, and they
Right.
would get rid of
They
you."
would kick you out. And it's messed up. It's like if and this is where I think people are stupid. And in those situations, even in the apocalypse, you've got another doctor.
Right.
Why
And
would you think that? Why would you think that your position as a doctor will be less important than by? No, you need more doctors. That means
but
more survivors can be
no,
helped.
but he's an attention whore. He loves the attention. Like I'm the only
No,
doctor.
what it was he was scared of that one cop. When he had the protection,
Oh.
he had the protection of the lady cop, and it kept the rapist, the other cop from
Mhm.
henceforth will be known as the rapist.
Mhm.
He kept the rapist at bay. And so remember that part where he had the lollipop and he made
Oh yeah.
and he was like, "Oh, one day it's not going to be." He said it, he foreshadowed it. He actually foreshadowed what was going to happen in the rest of the episode. He was like, "One day it's not going to be. We're going to have a doctor and it's not going to be you." And another day we're going to have a leader and it's not going to be her.
Right. Showing up, dude.
And that's exactly what happened. They brought in another doctor who needed help, and so he had him killed so that he would still only be the only doctor.
Right. So basically survival.
Yeah, but it's crazy. It was crazy, and I mean, and at that point, I can see it when Beth was sitting there reading for Phil. I could see in her that she counted him among one of those people that didn't need to live anymore.
Right.
Like, you are the worst kind of person, and when everything goes back to normal, if this thing gets cured, you don't need to live in the new world. You need to
Right.
die here and now.
Right.
And
She grabbed
Beth
him
picked
too.
Beth picked up them scissors, baby.
Ooh, you
She
better
was gonna
glad.
let that doctor have it, and she was gonna let that lady cop have it.
Right.
She was gonna end them all.
Until she saw Carol. Ooh, you better
And
glad.
she saw Carol busting on the journey, and she was like, "Ooh,
Reinforcements.
let me see what's happening now." So I haven't seen the clip for next week's episode. I want to see it
Right.
to see what they do.
And they got Carol in the hospital. Oh, it gonna be hell in high
Oh, but
water in that
you
hospital.
know what? Carol is not gonna have it. Carol is not gonna be
Mm,
like, "I don't owe you
mm-mm,
shit." You know what I'm
mm.
saying? As much as I've been through, the last thing I do is owe you anything.
Right.
Carol is gonna go out there,
But
but I know Carol. Carol is she is conniving and she is smart.
right.
She knows
She gonna view her surroundings before she do
she doesn't
anything.
have she doesn't have any weapons,
Right.
which means she's gonna play the part.
Right.
As soon as she gets her hand on a weapon, it's over and done. She's gonna pull a Terminus all over again up in
Oh
Grady
yeah.
Memorial.
Oh, she gonna grab one of them guns. She gonna take out one of them guards some way
Mm-hmm.
or another and get that gun, and it's gonna be a wrap.
It's gonna be a red one.
And
Carol is a
Carol,
bad bitch.
right? And Carol and Bill gonna walk out that hospital while Daryl and that boy come towards the hospital.
But I think that Noah. I don't think Noah is. I don't think he's a dirtbag. I don't think he's a dirtbag that it made it seem like by him leaving Beth.
Right.
I don't think he's that guy. I'm hoping that Tyler James Williams does not sign up to be that guy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I really hope he didn't.
And this note, the funny part, the little side note to this, there's two people from Everybody Hates Chris was in The Walking Dead.
Enlighten me.
Okay, you remember back in the jail where everything was safe and warm and blah blah blah. The little white friend on Everybody Hates Chris, he was in the jail.
That's right. He was the one that got killed and turned in the
Right.
shower, and then he came and started killing folk.
Right. So
Oh,
so little side note for people who pay attention. So
I did not know that.
yeah, I just noticed that. I tell the truth, I forgot all about it until I saw this new character. So so
That's cool.
yeah, it is. And I hope that's all. Please don't be like another character from Everybody Hates Chris. Don't do that. Two is enough, okay? Two is enough. I don't want to go down the line and see Terry Crews somewhere.
No, Terry Crews got his own show. He's not interested in The Walking Dead.
So, but like I said, Beth's going through a big transformation. Um, I know Carol gonna raise havoc. See what else went on. That's pretty. Oh, the lady cop. Oh, she gonna die horribly.
Even if she does it, she needs to because
Right. She is so delusional. She
she's
is
delusional. She's
delusional.
just delusional. She thinks that she's keeping things safe, and she is. Let's not downgrade the things that she is doing. She is keeping the hospital safe.
Right.
It's as safe as it can be, but she's delusional and she's messed up in the head in the things that she's allowing to happen in the name of that safety.
Right. Like I said,
Because
you're a cop. You know this is bad.
and the thing is, I understand the concept of triage. I understand that if it's a lost cause, why would you waste resources on somebody who's going to die anyway?
Right.
I understand the concept of triage. So the way she was doing it is right, but the fact that like that part where the dude, they stuck him in the lungs so he can breathe,
Right.
then he ended up dying anyway, and then she
Right.
slaps Beth as if Beth somehow was responsible for this man's injuries.
Right.
Like, what is that?
Right. Oh yeah, Beth's gonna kill her.
And that's when she is trying to keep order through fear,
Right.
which is why she was allowing this dude. I think on some level she was allowing this dude to rape these women because if these women know that this rapist answers to her and she's allowing him to rape them, then they fear her as
Right.
well as him.
Right.
He'll do whatever
Cause,
she tells him to do.
'Cause basically she don't want anybody to have a backbone
So
at all.
right. And that way you can like. And then the thing about it is like Beth was like, if I take food, then I owe you more. And the
Right.
lady's like, well, you can't pay off your debt if you're starving. But if I take the food, I owe you more. So it's
Right.
a catch-22. You like it's like you know that you're gonna tell me later on, well, you ate that cricket or you ate that guinea pig or you ate that rabbit. That's
Right.
those are all our things that you ate. So you owe us for that.
Right.
But you told me to, but you ate it.
Right.
So it's a catch-22. So it's like I understand Beth's thinking, but oh my god.
Right. And and what really kicked in for Beth when she actually talked to old boy. You said, "How long you been here?" "Oh, I've been here for a year."
I was happy. I was like, oh, finally somebody who is around Beth's age who is finally going to put a dick in her. Because I'm like, oh my god, she needs to get laid. and
But
little baby Carl, not ready for that yet.
no. And yeah, the little doe-eyed girl is becoming a killer.
Yeah, she is really losing her mind.
Oh
But I
yeah.
was like, finally a love interest for Beth that isn't Carl.
Right. I didn't want to see her kill the cop because like, bitch, I'm getting tired of you slapping me. Okay.
Yeah, every time something goes wrong, she slaps Beth like, bitch, what did I do? Like, come on.
Like it's funny but not funny at the same time. Like try to say that the dude died on the table, slap. Like she tried to speak up for herself, slap. Like come on now.
Mm-mm-mm.
But yeah, like that just is the worst. Like it's a gray area because like you said, she's trying to do something good, but she's doing it in bad means.
Mm-hmm.
So it's that gray area. Like I'm keeping you safe. If I have rapists and killers and pedophiles around me to keep order,
Mm-hmm.
just to keep you safe. But that, it's like that don't make sense. Like you're trying to keep us safe from the walkers, but yet you're not keeping us safe from the humans.
Right. And you know what's messed up? What's awesome is Grady seemed like a perfect. I mean, did you see how clean and safe Grady ended up
Yes,
looking?
right,
That's exactly where Rick and gang need to go.
right.
They need to go
Because
back to Atlanta and go there. But of course, they got to find food and all that stuff. But
right, but like you said, think about it. Plenty of water, plenty of food, plenty of clothes, because it got the little doctors outfits and shit.
scrubs, yeah,
Right, scrubs. Plenty of clothes, plenty of room.
plenty of room. So long as they don't go down to a certain amount of floors, they are
Right, the
golden.
basement where all the
And
walkers are.
there's plenty of space to take in survivors. It could be
Right,
the new terminus.
right. Ooh,
That's actually what it was. That's kind of what it was. It was except for the difference is they weren't eating people. They would just make you work as slave labor to work off what you do, what
right.
they use to help you.
Basically, you're in prison.
You're in prison.
That's basically what it is.
But yeah, last night episode. I mean, not last night. Sunday's episode was really good.
Right,
I got behind Beth.
right.
Beth was the star of the episode. I got behind her.
And it just proves that Beth would do whatever it takes to survive.
Mm-hmm. She'll play the role.
Right.
Play the role.
Oh yeah, she gonna play good girl till you turn your back. Then watch out.
Mm-hmm. I just can't believe Beth was going to feed them to a walker.
Oh yeah.
He was going to feed them to a walker.
Oh
Like,
bitch.
I saw him go to your office.
Oh
Look at
bitch.
you.
Like first of all, like bitch, you gonna rub up on me? Oh no, they ain't gonna. Oh no, that ain't gonna happen. And
Mm-mm-mm.
bitch, you gonna keep slapping me? Oh, old dude was looking for you in the office. Go in there.
Mm-mm-mm.
But I give both episodes a 5. It was epic episodes. I give it a 5.
They both get fives from me as well. I thoroughly enjoyed them both.
Right,
Thoroughly enjoyed them. They were awesome.
right. And I can't wait till the next episode. Oh my god, it's gonna be so awesome.
I'm hoping that they finally wrap up Eugene's story
Right,
because
'cause it is getting kind of old.
it's getting old, and the truth needs to come out, whatever that truth might be.
Right,
Uh, they need to
right,
hurry the hell up because I'm so over Eugene. I'm over Abraham.
right.
I'm
Just
over
like
both of them.
just like we said before on the Gotham, it's like he's so one dimensional.
Right. The only reason he's there is for this cure.
Right,
This cure.
and the cure don't really make sense itself, even if he did explain it.
And
It
that's what it said. All those instances where they even when he explained, he was basically saying, well, we fight germs with germs, or we fight viruses with viruses. So there was like, so basically what you're saying is you're saying you're gonna go to some computer,
right,
release a counter virus that's gonna go out and destroy the zombie virus, and your whole premise is stupid and
right.
dumb.
Cause only thing I see them going to Washington is gonna be a safe haven, or cause if they go to Washington, is a safe place. It's the most place that got the most guns and more armed. So that's the only way I see it. Like they're going to be to a safe place. Other than that, that virus, I don't believe that virus crap. I never believed it from the beginning. Like I said, I may be wrong. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not far in the comics, so I don't know what's gonna happen next. But it just don't sound real. It's too good to be true for the
Right.
situation that they're in.
They live in a world where people are coming back from the dead, and it's all going to be solved with a counter virus, or
Right. With one solution. No.
there's a quick solution for it.
Right.
We just got to get to the other side of the world to actually implement it. No,
Right.
no,
Right. Like I said, we may be
it
wrong. We
sounds
don't,
too good to be true. So,
because like I said, you don't want to spoil it, and I really don't care. Cause I'm gonna watch anyway. So I just don't
well,
want to.
I'm going to watch anyway because this show is amazing. It's the best show on TV right now, and
Right. Right.
like I said, but there's some people out there who don't want to have this
Right.
spoiled. They want to
Right.
be surprised. So I'm gonna let them have it. Those of
Right.
us who have already read the comic but know what's really going on, um, this storyline is straight out of the comic book.
Right.
It's those characters are straight out of the comic book. They got that's another thing I wanted to say. Bravo AMC for getting 3 characters that look exactly like their comic book counterparts.
Right. Oh, they do.
Bravo.
Oh, they do. They okay when they were doing like how they do the behind the scenes and all the makeup and stuff like that, casting and whatever.
Hmm.
They do their research. Okay. They
They got
do their full research.
when they introduced Abraham, Eugene, and Rosa, that scene of their introduction was lifted right from the book, and they look
Right.
exactly like them.
I remember that because somebody did it on Tumblr like a side by side comparison
Hmm.
of it,
So
and it
it was
looked just like it. So
exactly like their counterpart. So they're doing really good to keeping things true to the comic book in
right,
their own AMC TV way.
right,
So,
and the writers in The Walking Dead itself, that's what we need in today's shows. People that do their research and
well,
do good writing.
a lot of the episodes. Well, I'm not entirely sure if it's a lot. I know a few of the episodes that they've already aired were written by Robert Kirkman. So
Right,
the creator of the series of the comic book series is actively involved in the TV show.
right,
So I think the writers of comic books who have comic book shows out need to be involved in the writing for those shows.
right. And if I think they're still looking for people to be zombies. Cause I think I was watching the episode that said, if you want to be, what do you call them people that not actually in the movie, but
Extras,
what do you call?
if you want to be an extra.
Yeah, extra or a zombie.
Hmm.
That they're actually taking people. So if you want to be
Yeah,
a zombie,
my good friend. I have a good friend named Terrell, and he used to live here, and he moved to LA a couple years ago. I miss him, and he is now a background actor,
oh
and
wow,
he has been in a lot of shows. Um, he's been in New Girl, not New Girl. I'm sorry. He's been on Glee. He's been on Bones. He's been on what's the other shows he's been on? He's been on Scandal.
Ooh,
Yeah.
wow.
He's been on a lot of shows, and of course, some of those shows he's been on has been one of those blink and you miss him kind of deals, and
Right.
others he's actually followed. The camera has actually followed him, and he's been on. He's really good, and I know this is probably be a show that I know if he can get on, he'd probably come home and get on it. He's
Right.
a really good background. I mean, I've seen him on a couple of episodes. He's actually a pretty good background actor. I mean, it doesn't take a whole lot of talent to be a background actor,
Right.
but I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm
But
just saying
but
he
you
has
know,
that look. He has a
right.
really good look to be a background actor.
Right. I mean, but be on a set and be around the stars and checking stuff out. No, that's a dream for some people.
Oh yeah,
So
he has a lot of inside. He gets a lot of inside info, and he gets to take a lot of pictures with a lot of different stars.
right. This that sounds so weird. I want to be beheaded by Michonne.
Yeah,
that's that's my dream.
I got my head chopped off by Michonne on
Oh,
Walking Dead.
right.
Oh, Rick hit me in the head with a machete on The Walking Dead.
Right. Oh, my dream come true.
Carl shot me in the eye.
Right. Then afterwards we took pictures.
And then afterwards we took pictures.
Like, come on.
That'd be awesome shoot.
Right. Like, come on. That's like your 15 minutes of fame right there.
Yeah, that would be cool. But
Right.
this episode was really good. Both those episodes were really good. I'm
Right.
excited for next week's. I'm hoping that they resolve the Eugene storyline because I'm so over
Right.
it. We only have what? This is episode 3 and 4, right? So we only got 4 more episodes before
Mid-season.
the mid-season finale.
Right. And I so hate mid-season finales. I
Right,
know it's
because
not a long break, but it's too long.
right, because it's they do the mid-season finale and then we don't see them again until February,
Right.
and then after that is the season finale, and then we have to wait till next October.
Right. Oh, don't you remember the days when they actually did like a full season?
Right. Those days are long gone. I really would love to kick the person who thought this idea up in the head.
Like, how can we make the most money and keep people invested? Oh, let's cut it off halfway.
Let's cut it off halfway. I can't honestly, my mind can't believe that worked. I cannot believe that worked.
Yeah, not everybody doing it from cartoons to live action. So
Yeah.
anyway, okay, everybody, we're done with this. Episodes of The Walking Dead. We'll come back next week for another hangout of episodes of The Walking Dead. I think episode 5. I may be wrong, people. I think it's 3 and 4, but I may be wrong. But anyway, we see you next time. I'm about to get something to eat and something to drink.
Yeah,
and
that's episode 4.
yeah, and we'll check y'all out later. Peace, y'all.
All right. Later.